Hi and welcome to session 5 of Breathing with the New Moon Mindset program. I am going to talk to you about your breathing today and just wondering how you've got on over the 5 sessions and the month of the New Moon Mindset. So I hope that you're much more comfortable with breathing through your nose and more aware of it, and whenever you notice that you haven't been paying attention to your breathing, or if you notice you've had your mouth open for a little bit, or you've been holding your breath, just to gently close your mouth and restore that lovely balance that you get from breathing in and out through your nose. This balance is achieved in a few ways. The regulation of volume is by your nostrils instead of a varying opening mouth. Our body, this helps us with stress hugely, because our breath in and our breath out are meant to be in balance. So you get the balance by the same and equal volume. Where you breathe into your nose and out your mouth, you disrupt that balance, and ultimately what happens is we breathe in and out through our mouth with a small bit through our nose, but we're not nasal breathing anymore. We're not nasal breathing on the in-breath either, because when we breathe in with our mouth open, you've got an open tube and air just follows, and pressure just follows the easy path rather than the hard path. So the air has to do a lot more work through your nose. So if you're putting yourself under pressure with your breathing and you open your mouth, you'll breathe through your mouth rather than your nose. So it is also key is to keeping the balance, to keeping your parasympathetic system working. Your sympathetic system is a stress system. Parasympathetic, surprisingly, is the relaxation system. In spite of the word sympathy or sympathetic, which we'd think would be better for us, but the key there is having it's the yin and yang, having it all in balance. The other thing then your nose does, which is fantastic, is it helps your immune system. So how does it do this? Well, it creates this barrier. So if you imagine the world is out here and it's full of all these little bits of germs and stuff that are viruses that are going to affect you, and instead you're breathing in through your nose and breathing it back out. Your body doesn't have to deal with it or process it, because it doesn't have it. It's breathing it in and it breathes it back out, typically within 15 minutes. So that 15 minutes is great, because your body doesn't have to deal with it. If you breathe it into your mouth, it bypasses all your immune system and it's in your system. So it might start with a sore throat, but then it works from there. So what you do, breathe in, breathe out, gone in 15 minutes. You don't have to have colds and flus. So if you're in a classroom or in a work environment and somebody has a cold or a flu, and you just imagine they cough, sneeze or splutter somewhere away from you, so it might be at the other end of the room, for example, and what they do is they go achoo, and they unleash this cloud of tiny little bubbles or particles of cold and flu symptoms. So what you want, if you're breathing through your mouth, you're like one of those little birds waiting to be fed. So you have your mouth open, you go tweet 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 tweet, and you're sucking it in, bypassing your own immune system, and that's how we catch colds and flus very easily. However, if you have your mouth closed, that stuff has to be coughed, particularly if it's somewhere behind you, has to be coughed into this space here where you're breathing in your personal space. You're breathing in here and breathing back out here. And anyway, you also have the secondary filter here, which is your nose, so you're breathing it in and back out in 15 minutes. So you don't have to catch those colds. So if one does get past you and you are breathing through your nose, you shorten the duration. So I would have suffered with having prolonged colds that went down to my chest, lifelong actually, and with changing my breathing, I barely catch it in the first place because I use my nose to protect myself. And second of all, the duration. So the duration using my fingers, if I can find the two together. So the duration, instead of being 4 to 6 weeks, has shortened down, and it could be a matter of a couple of hours up to a couple of days where I feel a minor sort of restriction in my nose. So instead of feeling wrecked and unfit to walk even, definitely not to do sport, and unwell for that period of time, particularly around my breathing, instead I barely notice that I have a cold and can play and have played sport at a high level while having a heavy chest cold that previously would have had me sunk. So basically, if you have any more questions in relation to your breathing, have a go. We'll have a chat tonight at 9:30. That'd be great. And so just to be, I hope over the program, the five sessions, that you've got far greater awareness of your breathing. And it's been a pleasure chatting to you and instructing you in it. And talk to you later tonight at 9:30. Thanks a million. Bye.